just gonna die in the end.
Okay, guys, here we go with another epic rap battle of history. I'm never going to do that nearly as well or as cool as they do it. This one is Steve Jobs versus Bill Gates. And as always, before we get into it, please, guys, please make sure you're supporting ERB all you can. I really appreciate the fact that they're cool with everybody reacting to their videos. So link to this video in the description. Also link to their Patreon. Please just give them all the support you can. Now, Steve Jobs versus Bill Gates is an interesting one for me because I'm not a huge fan of either of them. There were just no reason. I mean, nothing against them. Just kind of guys that never really clicked with me. Jobs always struck me as he just seemed like kind of a dick, didn't he? I mean, just in attitude and demeanor and everything. And Bill Gates is, very magnanimous, great humanitarian and everything. Just, I don't know, there's just not the kind of guys you should be like, hey, they'd be fun to hang out with, that type of thing. So on a personal level, not a big fan of either. Professionally, I think Gates is a much better businessman, and I think Jobs is a much better technician, much better computer guy. So it's, oh man, and I can't even break the tie on this because with computers, I'm all about PC. With small electronics, I'm all about Apple. So I'm a consumer of both. And I'm going off memory here, which is always sketchy. Didn't Gates bail out Jobs at one point? When the company was really in trouble? I seem to remember something about that. I do remember when Apple was in deep shit there, they pretty much saved the company by coming out with lines of computers that had pretty colors on them. The actual computer, the monitor itself had a pretty little pink or blue color, and I do remember that being a big instigator in them coming back. So I'm going to pick a rooting interest here just because... Again, I called him about even, technician versus businessman. I'm going to go with Gates just because I think he's a really good, not that Jobs never did anything for anyone else, don't get me wrong, but he's a really good dude with his humanitarian efforts and stuff like that. But it really 6 of one, half a dozen of another. I think it's a fantastic matchup as far as where the two people are in life. And I think... See, the one I'm waiting to see if Steve Wozniak does a run-in in this one, because we know they have a penchant for run-ins, and Woz was a very big part of getting Apple off the ground. So that'll be interesting to see too. I'll root for Gates, but I'm completely open to either side winning this one. Let's go. Battles of history. Hey, cut I did. No intro needed. I'm an innovator, yeah. I'm a pimp, you're a nerd. I don't know about that. Oh, when the GY that Melinda uses. Oh, you blowjobs. Microsoft. These are good. Hippie, definitely. Give away your net worth age research. That's good. Oh yeah, you're cool, Jobs. Ooh. There you go. Oh, that's a pretty good one though. I had Jobs in the lead. I don't know after that. Did your fat beard Wozniak write these raps for you too? That's pretty good. Use PC. Yeah, this is good. Fuck off, Train. Oh, that's right. I looked up to see what year this was made. It was after he died. I forgot about that. Fucking Gates is losing it.
I'm sorry, Bill. I'm afraid I can't let you do that. Take a look at your history. Everything you built leads up to me. I got the power.
That's Hell 9000!
It's in jeopardy. I'm on
I love Hal 9000.
I'll beat you, Daisy.
Oh, I gotta tell you.
Daisy girl.
Get him, Hal. Get them both.
I'm on your lap and in your pocket.
What a guy in the rocket. And listen to the cool Hal 9000 voice. Turing test me. bitch.
Like the Terminator told ya.
Wow. Oh, that's it. Oh, HAL 9000. I got a little story to tell you about. Well, a little story just related to HAL 9000. Oh, that was cool. So Woz didn't run in, HAL 9000 did. Okay, this one, it's easy for me to decide whether this is the proper way to decide a winner or not. It's easy for me to pick my winner in this. It was a good rap battle back and forth between Jobs and Gates. There were some good lines on both. They both came at it pretty hard. When I was a little kid, when 2001: A Space Odyssey came out, it was like a really big deal. And I remember we got to do a field trip from my school to go to the movies and watch it because the science teacher thought it was just going to be the movie was the greatest thing ever. And that may not sound like a big deal, but to my broke ass little town, we never got to do field trips or anything like that. So going to a movie theater and seeing a movie was like, whoa, we are so cool. This is so awesome. And I loved HAL 9000. So given that I think everything else was fairly equal and HAL 9000 came in with lines, certainly I think equitable to both Jobs and Gates, HAL 9000 is the winner for me. That was a blast from the past. That was just so cool. Again, it brings back such a fond childhood memory, and Jobs and Gates don't bring back any fond childhood memories for me. HAL 9000 does. Yeah, I give it to HAL. That was a good battle. There were really good lines in there, but again, pretty even. HAL 9000 for the ever-loving victory.